This is Daily Dose of Darrell, entitled Foundation, a Gift from God. Back in 1949, in a little building used as a hospital, it all began, so I was able to be in the 40s. And I've thanked my parents so many times for things, but also the church really helped lay a foundation for me. I remember listening to the radio with my parents. It was before all of these types of devices we have today. And then we had what they call records that were played on a record player. Now, this may seem foreign to all these new people listening to YouTube channels, but one of the real foundations was Miss Orr. And I ran into her in the 3rd grade. She was probably one of the best teachers ever at Lafette Lanier Elementary School in Langdale, Alabama, now known as Valley, Alabama. And she was really inspiring and encouraging. In 1957, she sat right behind me. I don't know if it was because she needed me to help her and she knew I would, or she was trying to keep an eye on me. The young man behind me, Mac Cato, is the one guy that showed up when I had to move my mother, such a devoted friend. My other friends were such a great foundation and support in that small town. And of course, we were the 3rd graders, but that was just in the first 2 rows there on the left. And because she was a great teacher and was able to handle different grade levels. And so we also had the 4th graders in that class. So I was able to relate to the ones that were a year older than me very early on and develop friendships in that class early on. In fact, as we gathered now for high school reunions, I feel about as comfortable in the class ahead of me as I do my own. So, in that little room that still exists, in that school that still exists where people are learning, we receive the basics and a wonderful foundation. I want you to think back as we go through this daily dose on your early beginnings, your teachers and your friends and how they helped you. 22 years after Miss Orr, I was celebrating a reunion at the place where I got my master's degree. And so we got together there in around 1979, and all of these classmates all had different teachers back in the 3rd and 4th grades. And I'm still trying now to build on that foundation. I set up an office and try to prepare things. Throughout the years, Miss Orr and the other teachers taught me to be able to share with my community. It's not all about learning and developing your talents, but to do things that will actually help your community and to share your talents. And so I've done this for quite a few years, and this little display I noticed was at South Court Drug there on Elm Street in Graham. And I looked at it, and it's added up to quite a few pictures across there. But that's the type of thing that we're all to do. Whatever talents and gifts we have, God has given those to us, and they're gifts. And we're to pass those along and to share them with others. So I encourage you to look back at your foundation, to look back at the people that have helped you, and then start preparing for more giving. As I do now, even in this advanced age, more sharing to come, more books and artwork, and I'm so grateful for the foundation from the 40s to the 20s now, 9 decades I've been able to live in, and I thank God for this foundation. I'm so grateful to God for my good health and to be able to be energetic at this age. So I encourage you, as I am inspired by this decade and the ones to come, to you be inspired by God, to look back at your foundation and see how you can now in your next stage of life, share back with others. This is Daily Dose of Daryl, entitled Foundation, and I'm dedicating this to Miss Orr, especially all of my teachers, my friends growing up, the church, and so I am so thankful to all of you. Most of you may be up in heaven listening now, but thanks to you, and all of you enjoy this, and God bless you, and you share your blessings with others each day. Daily Dose of Daryl, entitled Foundation.